Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'll be theorizing about the third dungeon in Echoes of Wisdom. So if you haven't beaten it yet, I recommend going and playing through it now. Played it? Alright, good. Then we can start now. So as I was playing through Echoes of Wisdom's third dungeon, the Gerudo Sanctum, or Sanctuary, I noticed some of the architecture was very similar to that of another desert dungeon we've played through before. That's right, the Laynayru Mining Facility, or the Laynayru Facilities. I personally found that the architecture matches quite well with that of some of the structures seen in various ancient Laynayru structures seen in Skyward Sword, especially the pirate stronghold. We see a large room with colorful architecture and a strange blue glowing energy flowing throughout the lower floor. Perhaps this is the upper floor of one of the Laynayru facilities, now with this new Gerudo Sanctuary built on top. Additionally, Skyward Sword shows us that these facilities could be almost entirely sunken in the sand in just 100 years, so if that's the case, then what would happen to the facilities after hundreds, if not thousands, of years? Surely, they'd be completely sunken in the sand, and perhaps the Gerudo found the remains of one of these facilities and decided to build their sanctuary on top of it. After all, it would make sense to build a desert structure on something with a more solid foundation like a pre-existing structure than building it on top of the constantly shifting sands of the desert. I'd also like to speak about the dungeon boss for a moment. Well, I can't be sure about it, how it relates to the history of this dungeon, if at all, but the boss is a large mole-like creature with goggles. Now personally, this reminded me of the Magma from Skyward Sword quite a bit, whom loved to dig for treasure, and a place like the Gerudo Desert would be a perfect place for that. While Morgriff, the dungeon boss, is very obviously not a Magma as they were seen in Skyward Sword, he could possibly be a mutation or evolution of them. This is all very speculative, but a possibility nonetheless. Some other things I found interesting about this dungeon is that it shares a name with a subterranean structure found in Tears of the Kingdom. Additionally, the most inner part of the sanctuary also reminds me of the Kaaba in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. This connection does make sense as the Gerudo state the sanctuary is a place of worship to them. Perhaps the Gerudo found the Laynayru facility and its incredible technology and saw it as holy. In fact, the new Masterworks book seems to even support this. In Masterworks, we are told the Zonai used to live on the surface long before Hyrule was ever founded for the first time and before Demise ever breached the surface world. And they made many technological marvels and started mining the earth for resources. This description lines up very well with that of the Laynayru Mining Facility. The book also states that the Gerudo tribe was the first tribe to create a fully functioning society and kingdom. It is explained they had superior military might and knowledge compared to the other races. Perhaps this is because where they settled had ancient Laynayru tech, which they used to improve their own society, and perhaps that is not only why the Gerudo Sanctuary is sacred to the Gerudo, but also shares architectural cues from the advanced Laynayru facilities. Well, that was all for today's theory. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll respond to every comment that I receive, and if you want to see more content like this, please feel free to like and subscribe. I'll see you later. Have a good one, and good riddance.